Well, Merry Christmas, LifeSpring Church. I hope you guys have had an awesome holiday season. Hope you had awesome Christmas dinner because, let's be honest, that's one of our favorite things about Christmas, so I hope you enjoyed that. Hey, I do want to say real quick, man, if our Christmas gathering was the first time you ever joined us, or was your first time ever connecting with any sort of church gathering, whether in person or online, man, thank you for being there. It was our honor to serve you, and kind of today is really done for you because here's what my gut tells me perhaps was the experience of many of you as you attended our Christmas gathering online. And I'll set it up with a story. Years ago, I used to do student ministry. And so the overwhelming majority of my conversations were with teenagers, which wasn't necessarily bad. But I realized something at a student event, interestingly enough, when the students were kind of self-managing, doing their own thing. And my wife and myself and my brother and a couple friends, we would just sit around and talking as adults, and we sat around and talked for probably 2 hours, and I remember leaving that and saying to my wife, man, I have missed that. I have missed that type of interaction. I've missed that kind of relationship or whatever. We need more of that. Us experiencing that type of interaction made us realize that we needed it. So you might say, what's the point? Here's what I suspect may have happened for some, or perhaps many of you, as you attended our online Christmas gathering. Something inside of you said, man, I've missed that. I have missed being in a church gathering. I've missed the singing. I've missed sitting under the teaching of God's Word. I've missed the sense of connecting in community and relationships with other people, and I need more of that. Perhaps you realized that at our Christmas gathering, or perhaps you realized it as you gathered at Christmas, perhaps with friends, perhaps you're with family. Perhaps you realized, man, I need more of this. I need community. I need relationships. I have missed this, and I need it in my life. And so what I want to talk about for just a minute is the choice that all of us can make that I believe will set us up for an incredible year in 2021. And listen, it's regardless of what happens around us. Because, listen, we can't control what goes on around us, but we can control the choices we make. And this particular choice in general, or specifically, I don't know which one, has tremendous potential to impact our 2021. So what is that choice? It's simply this: choosing community. Choosing to connect with others in relationship. You might say, why is that? Like maybe I kind of understand my need for it, but why is that a big deal? Well, check this out. Hebrews 10:23 says this: let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful, and let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. So, a couple of powerful truths in there. First off is this: let us hold unswervingly to the hope that we profess. In other words, let's keep following Jesus, going the direction he tells us to go without veering off course. And then the next thing he says is, why do we do this? Because he who promised is faithful. God is faithful. Because God is faithful, we can trust him. We can continue to be faithful even when we aren't quite sure where he's heading. But then he moves on to this. He says, and let's consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds. In other words, let's find out how we can encourage each other, how we can help each other in this journey to stay faithful, to stay on course, to stay on the right path. And then he leads to this: not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another. So what's interesting there is this: the writer of Hebrews connects staying faithful to Jesus, following Jesus faithfully, and encouraging one another to stay faithful with connecting with each other. Here's the big idea, if you want to just jot it down or tweet it or tuck it away somewhere, I don't know, but it's this: connecting with others keeps us connected to Jesus. Now, let me explain that. That doesn't mean that the security of your salvation is dependent on you being in a relationship with other people. That's obviously not true. But what it does mean is that your sanctification, or the process by which you become more like Jesus, is dependent on you and I connecting with other people, because it's as we connect with others that God enables us to stay faithful. It's as we connect with others that we're able to both encourage others and receive encouragement. It's as we connect with each other and meet together, connecting in relationship, in community with others, that is how you and I stay faithful to Jesus, and that's how you and I continue to grow and make a difference in our world. So, how do we do that? Well, a couple options. First off would be this. If you're comfortable, again, only if you're comfortable, then we are resuming in-person gatherings this Sunday at 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. I'm incredibly excited about that. You have no idea how awkward it is just talking to a camera. I feel awkward doing this right now, but you just kind of deal with it and move on. But 9:30 and 11 a.m. this Sunday, we're resuming in-person gatherings. We'd love for you to be there. If you're not comfortable, no judgment. I totally understand. I have some dear friends. Pastor David, our worship pastor, is still high risk, and he's still not back yet. But I would encourage you to do this. If you're not ready to be back in person, man, choose to do two things. One, engage in the chat on Sunday morning on Church Online. It helps foster a sense of community. Two, jump into our online community through our Facebook group. You'll find a safe place to ask questions, a family to where you can ask prayer, but most importantly, a family to belong to and a virtual way to connect in relationships with others. Whichever method you choose, whether in person or online, the one thing we must not do is choose isolation. We must not choose to stay disconnected. We must choose connection. Why? Because as we choose connection with other people, guess what? We stay faithful. Why? Because we receive encouragement from others, we're able to encourage others. As we stay connected with others, we stay connected with Jesus. And so the choice that I believe is going to be most critical for us in the coming years, other than if you're not yet a follower of Jesus, the decision to follow Jesus, is the decision to choose connection and community with others. Because choosing to connect with others keeps us connected to Jesus, and as we stay connected with Jesus, that radically changes our lives and makes us difference makers in our families, in our homes, with our friends, in our schools, and in our community. So I hope you find that helpful today. I hope you have had a Merry Christmas. I hope you have a Happy New Year. Join us this coming Sunday, January 3rd. We're going to talk about what happened in 2020, what we learned, and how it teaches us what we should be doing in 2021. And then January 10th, I'm incredibly excited about this. We are starting a brand new series called Reset, where we're going to take a look at some of the biggest things that we can do to get our lives back on track. I would encourage you, don't just be there, but bring friends, whether that's in person or online. It's going to be, I seriously do believe, a game changer for us as a church. So be there for that. I love you guys. I hope you all have had a Merry Christmas. I hope you all have a Happy New Year. If you eat black-eyed peas and collard greens, that's all you. I don't care for either one of those things, but you can eat my portion and I'll be great. I love y'all, and I cannot wait to see y'all this coming Sunday.